What's up, everybody? Welcome in to the Early Edge in 5. I am your host, Allan Bell. We've got a great show lined up for you today. But tell you what, enough of me talking. Let's bring in the stars of the show. That's who you want to see. And look at this group right here. Maestro, first off, good to see you as always, sir. Second, we had a monster trade in the NFL, Baker Mayfield. Break down how that affects the betting lines moving forward.
Yeah, well, Mike Garofalo of NFL Network came right out and said it's going to be a QB competition. They are by no means handing the job to Baker Mayfield. There's going to be competition between the number 1 and number 3 overall picks from 4 years ago. But DraftKings opened odds on it, and they say otherwise. Minus 1,200 for Mayfield to start week 1 against his old team, the Browns, with Darnold coming back at plus 550. You know, Darnold may be familiar with the system, but he is a definite downgrade from Mayfield. And I don't think much of Mayfield, but that's how bad Sam Darnold is. The other interesting thing to look at is the week 1 spread went from Browns minus 3.5. Now at Caesars all the way down to minus 1, a big 2.5-point move. Other books only a point down to 2.5. If you're like me and you think Jacoby Brissett is adequate and maybe as good as Mayfield and has never played behind an offensive line like this, has never had a rushing attack like this, and can actually move the team and be competent, you're going to look at Caesars and DraftKings where it's a minus 1.
Yeah, I'm with you in the sense that, betting Jacoby Brissett, especially early with all those weapons that you just said, that's a smart play. Now, it might get worse as the season goes along, as he gets some more tread throughout the year. But early on, absolutely. And yeah, for Carolina, looking at Baker Mayfield, he is dependent on the play action. So with Christian McCaffrey out there, he is going to get a ton of touches, both in the air and on the ground. It's going to be fascinating to see. Can't wait for it. All right, Bollman, coming to you, the bullpen report. Now, I'm also going to put one other thing on you too here. All right, so we've got a question in the chat. Our man Jeff Vanderlei asks, for the days when M Squared is not around, is there a place where the commoner can look up ballpark weather? So any thoughts that you have on that, but the bullpen report as well?
Yeah, good question. At Ballpark Pal is a good place. I follow them on Twitter. That's what I use, Ballpark Pal. And bullpen report today, Carlos Correa was out yesterday with tightness in his legs. Hopefully that's not long-term for them. Chris Bassett's expected to return for the rotation for the Mets tomorrow. They're getting a lot of starting pitching come back in their lineup at the right time. Frankie Montas will miss his next turn. I wouldn't be surprised if they just hold him out until the trade deadline, maybe make one more start. It's just not worth it to risk him at this point.
Yeah, first off, I'm with you on there. And two, speaking of pitchers, this week in Major League Baseball, run production, Bollman, we were talking about it last night on text. It's so hard to find with the holiday, that we're just getting after, plus the All-Star break coming up. I am really fascinated to see what the games look like today, tonight, and see what that run production is. All right, Bollman, coming right back to you. You got one play, Major League Baseball. Break it down. What are you looking at?
Yeah, one play today. Let's do it. Orioles minus 115 versus the Angels. This is one of the hottest teams in baseball against one of the coldest teams in baseball. The Orioles are 16-11 in their past 27 games, while the Angels are 11-16 in their past 27. The Angels have really only been winning behind Shohei Ohtani. Chase Silseth is starting for the Angels tonight. He's making just his 15th professional appearance. He was drafted last year. I don't know how the Angels keep trotting him out. It's kind of unfair to him, to be honest, but him pitching means there's going to be a lot of bullpen behind him as well. Jordan Lyles has been very good at home this season with a 2.92 ERA. He's probably coming off his best start of the season. Orioles have won 4 straight, and they're much better at home. I love the Orioles here.
Well, I'll tell you what. You know what? I'm going to go next in terms of my pick, and I'm just going to leave it on the screen here because, like you, I'm trying to find the teams that are consistently hitting the ball, right? That their bats are still alive. Last week we rode the Brewers. We rode a couple other teams. They were great, but that has fallen. I'm going to go with the Diamondbacks team total today over 3.5. Yes, it's priced minus 165. A little juicy. Certainly understand that's too high for some people, but quite frankly, there's not many teams in Major League Baseball where the bats are showing up day after day after day. The Diamondbacks are one of those teams that got a favorable matchup as well. So I'm going to roll with them. Team total over 3.5. Maestro, it's your spot, my man. Bring us home.
Well, this pains me because I grew up in St. Louis, and like I said on Twitter last night, I went to 46 games one year in 6 different stadiums. I followed the Cardinals around. They're my team. That said, let's play the money line on the run line against the Cardinals with the Braves. Lay the minus 1.5, minus 120. Strider on the mound with a 2.87 ERA. They face a lefty, Liberator, whose ERA is nearly 11 on the road. The Braves have beaten the Cardinals 7 straight times. The Cardinals 4 runs in the whole series, 3 games. They're 3 for 36 with runners in scoring position on the road trip. I love the Braves to roll again.
Let's get it. That's another team. They can put the ball on the bat. Now, we talk about them often, too. This is arguably the best team hitting with 2 outs in Major League Baseball. I swear all their run production comes with 2 outs. They are a fun team to watch. All right, that's all the damage we can do for today. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We will be live again tomorrow, Friday morning, normal time, 10 a.m. Eastern, and we'll get it. But, as always, best of luck. Let's cash these tickets, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.